Yes, I am back, folks. I am alive and well, and I owe you a bit of an apology for not being around for some time. I do have a pretty good reason. My wife recently gave birth to our first daughter, our first baby, and so I've been learning how to be a dad for the last while, and that's just been a journey of a lifetime. It has meant that I've had to put content creation videos and everything to the side during that time, but I'm pumped now. I've got a better handle on things, and I'm ready to come back here, start bringing you that Lego investing fix. And here's the thing, even though we've just had our first child, our business has still been super busy over the last few months. We've been selling a ton of great Lego inventory. We've been buying and loading up on some great deals during the last couple of months of 2024. And I want to talk a little bit about some of that stuff. What's been going on with some of these sets that we were buying? What prices did we get them for? What's been happening with some of the values in the marketplace? And how are these prices looking? Because Lego investing continues to be my absolute favorite way to make an income online. I've seen some people recently in some of the public groups talk a little bit down on Lego investing, like, you know, maybe the game is over and all that kind of thing. And it surprises me a little bit because when I look at my return on investments, and I look at my profits, they say completely the opposite, right? They say that we're still making really good money with Lego investing, and we're going to continue to make really good money long into the future. And so we're going to talk a little bit about some of those numbers here today, and what are some of these sets that we've been buying. Right around October, November, we had some really great deals on Lego sets. That is what happens every year. We expect that because it is the holiday rush and the holiday deal season. It's not the only time you can get amazing deals with Lego sets, but if you are able to get the right price, then there's no way, in my opinion, you cannot build a profitable Lego investing business. And in my opinion, those people who say that Lego investing is not working right now, either they are buying the wrong stuff or they are paying too much for the stuff. That is it. It's one of those two things. Because for me, I'm buying good stuff and I'm getting it at great prices. And as a result, I'm making profits. And I'm going to share tons of examples of this, of sets that I actually bought over the last couple of months in October and November. These are sets that we literally put money into, thousands and thousands of dollars into each of these sets. We usually get a lot of quantity of each of the sets that we invest in. And these are sets that are already rising in price, and we got them at a great price. And as a result, our return on investment is already super positive. We've only been waiting a couple of months, right? Usually with Lego investing, people talk about holding for a year, for 2 years, for 3 years. We could sell many of the investments that we bought just a couple of months ago today at really solid return on investments. And so we're going to look at some of these here today. And we're going to talk about some of these investments that we made and what are the current prices. And I'm going to share the price charts and all of that sort of stuff. Now, before we jump in, if you want to learn more about Lego investing, building a profitable Lego investing business, I have a 5-step process and I've got a guide that walks through it. You can grab it for free in the description down below. And with that, let's just jump straight in and look at some of these price charts of these Lego sets. We're going to look at Keepa, which is a tool that charts the price on Amazon. Now, I know some of you are going to be like, Shane, why are we looking at Amazon prices? Because I sell on Bricklink. Well, the reason we look at Amazon prices is because that is the biggest and most accurate marketplace of general population of people who are buying Lego sets. Bricklink is a very niche, kind of a sophisticated Lego market, and only their dedicated Lego fans go there. And Amazon is more for the masses, right? And so it's a great example of what people will be willing to pay for a Lego set after it retires. Some of you may have also been hit with some Amazon selling restrictions in Lego over the last couple of months, and we have seen some of that happen. But Walmart is another great place you can go to sell, and inside of our membership community, that's what a lot of our members are doing. They're pivoting over to Walmart, and the prices are actually higher on Walmart in some cases. But Walmart don't give us a beautiful chart like this to look at the price. So we are using Keepa, we are using Amazon prices to talk about these sets. And also, it is where I did most of my selling last year, even though this year I will be moving a lot of business to Walmart. This is where I did a lot of my selling in 2024. So with that, let us have a look at these prices. So first up, we're going to look at the Super Mario question block, the Super Mario 64 question block. What to say about this set? It was very popular among Lego investors who knew what they were doing. A lot of other people snoozed on it. But when it comes to Mario, it was a theme that a lot of people just completely ignored, filtered out of their searches, didn't even look at. And then you have something like this come along and it's just completely out of left field, completely different than the rest of the theme. And it spoke to me. I knew that there was something about this set that would be collectible into the long term and demand would continue, and that maybe investors would snooze on it. I got these for $130 a piece, and I got a lot of them for $130 because, folks, again, it's all about getting good prices, right? So if you hear people saying Lego investing's not working, maybe they're paying full price, or maybe they're just getting 10, 20% off. You need to get better deals than that, and you need to get into the knowledge of how to get better deals than that, because it's just a skill set that you can develop, and there's strategies and tactics and things you can do to get better at that, and then stop overpaying for your inventory. Start saving more money on the purchase, so then you're profitable way sooner. So I got these for $130. I think the MSRP was somewhere around $200 on this one, if I remember correctly. So you're getting a pretty good price at $130 on this one. But the buy box on Amazon today, the current price is $245. So you're going from $130 to $245 over the course of a couple of months. I think I got them in October. So it's just, 4 months of hold time, 5 months or whatever of hold time before being able to sell these for $244 from $130. Now, there's actually another listing on Amazon. There's a secondary listing as well you could sell on that's even higher. I think I saw that the price was $260 instead of $245. So you could sell on that listing. There are actually sales going to that listing as well, but this is the official Amazon listing, so I decided to show this one here. But it's already in the green. It's already doing pretty well. You do need to pay your Amazon selling fees, or whatever platform you're selling on, your selling fees, but you're still making pretty good money after just a couple of months if you got this at the right price. Those who do not know what they're doing through Lego investing would see this $245 purchase price and think, oh, it hasn't gone up much from the MSRP of $200. Reality is, yes, it has. It's already 25% up above the MSRP after just a couple of months. But again, we're not paying MSRP for it. That's not what this game is all about. We're getting it at the best possible price. And so that's the first one we're going to look at here. Next up, we're going to talk about a Star Wars set. When I saw Yoda's Starfighter, it's so generic. It's so similar to so many other sets that are out there. And I said to myself, this is probably not an investment unless I can get it at the right price. The right price came along. I think I paid $24 for these. Just over $24. I paid $24.21 for these. So right now on Amazon, they're going for around $47. And in fact, let me zoom in a little bit here. So we're going for around 47, but you can see that it's spiked recently to $50. So I paid 24 and recently it's been spiking to 50. It's definitely going to get back up to that 50 again when some of these lowball sellers sell out and we hit that number again. We're talking about a pretty good return at that point. So I'm feeling pretty good about Yoda Starfighter. I think it can actually go a little further than that. When we go down and have a quick look at the offer count is pretty low. That's the bottom chart here. It shows how many other sellers are on the listing. And it's quite low on Yoda Starfighter. So I'm feeling like the supply is not really there on it. And so it's possible that this continues to rise. So Yoda Starfighter bought for 24, currently selling for 47, but I think it'll go higher again. Next up, we have Sonic the Hedgehog Tales Workshop. The interesting thing about this one is it's another case where Lego investors ignored it, right? Lego investors didn't want to get in on Sonic. I think maybe because they compared it to Mario, and Mario's kind of had a couple of years of flat pricing. And so they didn't think Sonic would be a winning theme when it comes to investing. And it was the first real test for Sonic because the wave of Sonic sets that were retiring. But this one, again, it was a case where I saw a good price on this one and I just felt pretty good at it. I was able to get these for $21.31. So $21.31, and right now on Amazon they're selling for $60. You can see right now this price is $59. All this green lines on this chart here shows that it is selling like crazy at these prices. So this is not just a listed price. This isn't actually, it's actually selling at this price. In fact, it went even higher. It went up to 65 right here temporarily. And it will get back there again. So I bought this for 21. This is a standout investment right here. I'm over double my money after just a couple of months of holding this set. I bought a lot of them as well. So Sonic coming through right here with being a phenomenal investment if you just got it at the right price. But this set, even if you paid MSRP for this set, you're doing okay, because you can see you could have bought it back here for 40 and you're already in the green here after you cover your fees. But again, you're not paying 40. You're not paying full MSRP for your inventory, right? That's not what we want to do. But again, if you got a good price on this, phenomenal investment. Wolverine Claw, right? This is one that some people in the communities were really monitoring and really paying attention to, because these Marvel displayable sets, these ones that are kind of real like shelf worthy, can really speak to adults and fans of Marvel. This is the kind of thing that it's kind of like the helmet series in Star Wars, right? It's like highly displayable, highly collectible series of sets. And we had Thor's hammer the previous year, and that was a phenomenal investment. So we have a lot of attention on Wolverine Claw. It was also a Target exclusive, so the supply was not going to be too high on it. This was one that I was certainly interested in. I spoke about it in my internal communities and my membership community, and it hasn't been disappointing so far. It's at right now, the buy box is $116. I got these for $52. I wish I got a better price. I think the MSRP on them was $70. So I wish I kind of got it even better price than $52, but it was still reasonable to be able to get them for $52. And right now they're at $116, just a couple of months later after retirement. So it's doing well, and I expect it to continue to climb. Now, here's an interesting one. This is Harry Potter Expecto Patronum. I know that most of the community were snoozing on this one. This is one that I found in my research, under the table research that I don't share broadly with the world. And this is one that just really stood out to me because, again, I like the displayability of this and the collectability when you mix it with the Hedwig and the Fox and the Hungarian Horntail, the magical creature approach that the Harry Potter line has been doing. But the supply and demand numbers is really what stood out to me on this one. I could see in the data before it retired that the offer count was low and that the supply was looking to be very low. Demand was super strong on it. So I was feeling pretty good about it. Over the course of the first couple of months of retirement, you can see it hit 94 right here. So right now it's 80 because it has dropped very, very recently, dropped from 94 down to 80. That's just a lowball seller. That's someone, mispricing. Like, they shouldn't be setting that price for $80 because the demand was here at 94. So the market is very quickly going to bounce back up to that number. So 94, and again, we did not pay full MSRP for this set. My purchase price on this one, I believe, was 41. So just around 41. So at 94, it's selling for over double the purchase price, and even after selling fees and everything, it's probably somewhere in the region of a 60% return so far. But again, it's still early days. 60% return. I'm still smashing the stock market after a couple of months, but I'm going to hold these a little longer and watch this price because I do feel pretty good about it. Now, here's another Harry Potter set. So this is the Chamber of Secrets. Now, the interesting thing about this one is that some of these Hogwarts sets were never amazing investments. So the Great Hall way back when, the Whomping Willow, like some of the Clock Tower took a little time to climb as well. Astronomy Tower right now is taking a little while. But Chamber of Secrets, again, it depends on what price you paid for it, right? Because if you're buying this for full price, of course, it's not going to be the best investment. Was it $150? I think the MSRP on this, something in that range. Let me check that actually. So Lego Chamber of Secrets MSRP. So yeah, 150. Barnes & Noble always charging the full price. We can know immediately that it was a $150 MSRP. So $150, and right now it's $225. That covers your selling fees and puts you in the green, but it's not amazing if you paid full price. But again, we don't pay full price. I got the Chamber of Secrets for $84 a piece, which is just under half price. I think it's 40% off or something like that. $84 a piece, and right now they're selling for $225. Folks, tell me that Lego investing does not work anymore when you can buy, 100 of these for $84 and then sell them a couple months later for $225 a piece. Now, this is actually a secondary listing. There is another listing. It's somewhere around $200. So this is a little bit inflated. The other listing, the more official listing, is $200. But again, if you got them for $84, you sell them for $200, you're still doing great. So, but this one is also selling. The secondary listing is selling. You would just need to sell a little bit slower. And if you want more volume, go to the other listing, which has a slightly lower buy box. Next up, we have the Creator 3-in-1 Supersonic Jet. Now, inside of my coaching program, we had this round table where each of us, we connect together on a call, and we each shared a set with each other. And And we did 2 of these hit list discussion calls, and we went around in circles, and each person shared a set that they were definitely going to buy, like one of the big sets that they had investigated, researched, and they were really bullish on. And then as a result of that, we all came away from the call with a big list of all these amazing hit list sets from everybody else. And I shared 2 sets on those calls, and this was one of them. This is the Creator 3-in-1 supersonic jet. There was so much about this set that I was feeling really good about. Lego Group don't typically do fighter jets, tanks, military related stuff, right? It's a policy that they have. They avoid it. And this is not exactly a military. You don't see guns or anything on this supersonic jet, but it just has that aura of a fighter jet, right? It looks like a fighter jet. In fact, before I really looked at it closely, I thought it was a fighter jet when I first saw this box. I thought, okay, they're doing a fighter jet. So they're calling it supersonic jet. So it's not exactly a fighter jet, but it definitely will get that demand. If someone wants fighter jets and they want to build an army of fighter jets, they're going to go and get this, right? This is what they're going to buy. And they may even change some of the color scheme, add some weapons to it or whatever, on their own. But it's a great starting point for that. It's also a 3-in-1 set, so it can be built in different ways. It can be built into a helicopter as well. So it's a phenomenal set, a beautiful build. And I knew that the supply and demand data was looking really strong on it. It was really under the radar for a lot of people. So this is one that I loaded up the truck on. I was very, very bullish on. I shared it inside of the coaching program. And it's turning out to be a phenomenal investment. I got these for $13.85 a piece, and right now on the buy box they're $40. So paying $14 for them, and now they're $40. Again, it's doing exactly what I felt that it would do, which is really very quickly rising up in price. Next up, we have the Atari 2600. Now this one, again, it's one that some people in the communities were so excited about and bullish on, and then other people were saying, I don't like the look of this. I don't think it's going to be as, it's not like the NES. It's has a weird kind of audience, the Atari, because it's also an older generation, right? Kids these days don't even know what the Atari is. So it's a very niche audience of adult Lego fans who have nostalgia for their childhood. And the demand on this one was never going to be unbelievable, right? It's never going to be matching the likes of a modular building, not even close, because it is a niche audience. And with other niche sets, sometimes they can be okay, but you need to get something that has a good crossover with the Lego audience, right? So for example, the Harley Davidson, way back when that retired, was a very niche audience of people who love Harley Davidson, but they don't exactly cross over into the Lego audience because I hate to generalize, right? But Harley fans are typically more outdoorsy and they're more kind of hitting the roads. And Lego fans are typically more, indoor hobbyists. Not always. I know you all. There's many of you out there who love both. But if you were to try and find a crossover, video games work really well with Lego, in my opinion. This is all just my opinion. More well than Harley Davidson and Lego, in my opinion. So this one, I think, will, it's not going to have the biggest demand in the afterlife, but if you get a good price on it, and if the supply is low, which it has been, you will still hit a gold investment. And that's what's happening here with this one. I paid $136 for these, and right now the buy box is $280. Again, just a couple of months ago, I bought these for $136, and now they're $280 on Amazon right here. So again, a phenomenal investment, and you can see that it recently dropped. It was $305. This was $305. So buying it for $136, selling it for $305, you're well over double your money at that point. So in just a couple of months. So Atari 2600 turning into a winning investment for me as well. Next up, we have another Harry Potter set. This is the Diagon Alley Weasley Wizard Wheezes, an exclusive to Target. One of these Harry Potter sets that some people in that theme who know that theme knew would be a good investment, and those who don't know the theme were avoiding because it looked a little bit just like some of the other Harry Potter sets, right? But right now on the buy box is $157. So that is climbing. The price has been climbing. You can actually see the price rise dramatically in December here. You can see it was down here about 117, and then it got up to 150 within just a 2-week period. And recently it was at 159, and now it's dropping down to 157 right here. I paid $67 for these sets, right? $67. and now they're 157, right? So again, after fees, I'm probably around doubling my money or close to it at that point. Buying these for 67 and selling them for 157. Next up, we have Tales of the Space Age. This is an interesting one in my community in BrickBucks Ignite. People were really talking about this set and kind of hinting to each other about this set because there was a lot of things going for this. I love the price point of this set. This was like a $50 set, but you could have always got it for $40. And just a beautiful piece for the shelf, right? It just looks phenomenal. Again, you have the crossover, right? You've got Lego fans and space. We've always known that is a good crossover because they've been doing space sets since forever. So it is, in my opinion, one of those golden, parts of the Venn diagram when you have these two audiences crossing over. And Tales of the Space Age, in my opinion, did it really, really well. You can see right here it was selling for $50 on Amazon right before retiring. Quickly bounced up to 75 within weeks. Within probably just about a week, we had it hitting 75 right here in December, and that's where it's at right now. But recently, it was actually up at 78, and now it's just kind of dropped back down again. Again, this is just lowball sellers coming in. They'll all sell out. The price will go back up. But I bought these for 35. So if the buy box right now is 75 and I bought them for 35, it's selling for more than double of what I got them for. So my return after fees, probably somewhere in the region of 70% or so if I were to calculate that out. So far, again, there's more room for this one to grow. The Office, a Lego idea set that was pretty popular in the Lego investing communities. Right now, the buy box on Amazon is $152. I paid $75 for these, so it's selling for more than double what I paid for them. After fees, that'll put me somewhere in the region of 50 or 60% return, I imagine. But again, we've had periods where this has bounced even higher. So I do expect, this price has room to grow. Right here, just in the last couple of days, actually, it was selling for $160 on Amazon. So $160 at a purchase price of $75. Pretty good going on The Office so far as well. We have the Holiday Main Street. You're probably wondering, Shane, why are we talking about a holiday set? You're not going to sell that here in March. Well, you certainly could sell it in March because it does sell even during the year. These holiday sets do tend to sell. But of course, volume massively, dramatically picks up toward the end of the year, and so that is a better time to sell these sets. Amazon recently came back in stock on this, but they are selling it at an inflated price. You can see that from the Keep It chart right here. But the buy box is $127. Again, this is an example where it's all about the purchase price. I will not buy a holiday set, a Winter Village set, anywhere close to full price. I need a good price on these sets because these sets, again, like the demand is slow during the year. They do sell, but the demand is slower during the year, and so the price can take a little longer to tick up. It was a $100 MSRP. It's $127 right now, so it's up almost 30% from the MSRP. So it's rising better than the stock market, right? But if you got a good price at it, you're doing well now, right? I bought it for $64, and I could have got a couple of dollars even cheaper than that. I had to pay tax when I bought these, and I shouldn't have, but I did because of the way I set up my account that day and everything. I just kind of made a mistake. Well, actually, I was trying to move fast. It wasn't really a mistake. I intentionally did it because I was trying to be fast to load up the truck on this and on a couple of other sets. So I paid the tax. I just took it in my stride and paid the tax. I should have got them for $60 a piece using my usual processes, but I paid the tax. So I got them for $64. So some of you out there got these at $60, and right now they're selling for $127. So you're doing great. But even if you paid the tax on it, $64, it's still double right now at the buy box than what you paid. Fender Stratocaster, Lego Ideas Fender, another one that I felt was a good crossover of worlds between music and Lego. $154 right now at the buy box on Amazon. What did I pay for these? I got them for $74 as well, so $74.61. I'm sorry, Holiday Main Street was $64. Fender I paid $74 for, and right now it's at $153.90. So another example of a solid investment so far, probably a 60% return just within a couple of months. I bought these in November, so just a couple of months of sitting on them and making a very solid profit. I got a lot of units of this one. So I'm excited about the Fender, and it's doing pretty well so far. You can actually see Amazon are popping in and out of stock, so that's kind of anchoring the price down a little bit. It will bounce up a lot higher for sure. You can see it was $120 on Amazon before retirement. Now it's at 154. It will certainly be rising up. I expect to see this at 180, 190 pretty quickly. And the fact that I got them at 74, when it gets to 180, that's probably going to be around the time where I'll sell these. And then we have the birdhouse. So this is the 3-in-1 birdhouse, currently selling for $37 at the buy box. And I bought these for $17. So, again, I got a lot of these sets loaded up on these at $17. Right now, $37. So that is well over double what I paid for them. Doing phenomenally well so far. And then plenty of room for this one to continue to grow as well. I did see it get up to 40. In fact, I think on Walmart, this was selling for even more than it is on Amazon. So tons and tons of opportunity with the birdhouse. So that is, I think, 14 different examples of sets that I bought just a couple of months ago that are already doing phenomenal. Some of them, of course, are just complete smash hit investments, like the Super Mario question block, the Sonic, the Hedgehog Tales Workshop set, which is selling for almost 3x what I paid for it. We have so many phenomenal investments here from just a couple of months ago. Lego investing is alive and kicking. I am back here going to talk about it more throughout this year to bring you all of the scoop and the details on what I'm doing with my Lego business, what we should be focused on, and everything else. And again, if you want to learn more about Lego investing, grab that guide from the description down below. Make sure to hit the subscribe button when you're down there. And with that, thank you so much for being here. Make this your year to lift off and be free.